hold on, because the way that you're talking to me right now.
Wait, all right, listen. I just woke up to y'all calling me.
Have you ever been scammed by someone and when you ask for your money back, they act like you're the problem? Let's take it back a bit. My name is 3D and yes, I live in a van. And if you're new here, I'm not some homeless bitch with no purpose. I've done everything from working with some of the most iconic artists in the game to using the money that I made from music to build a real estate portfolio. But in 2024, I traded in a life that I knew for a life of exploration. Life's a trip. So let's pick it up where we left off. I told you how Waka Flocka reposted my video showing how I built my van/mobile studio from scratch. That post caught the eye of a celebrity car rapper who rapped my van for free. Then I performed with Bun B in Texas, gave a tour of my van to legendary hip-hop journalist Justin Hunt, and linked up with a few friends on the West Coast.
I'm here with the legendary, beautiful, talented, hardest rapper in the game, 3D Nazi, and this motherfucker all the way in LA with your boy.
One of those friends was actor, producer, and LA native Kareem Grimes, who plays Preach on a hit Netflix show, All American. So I went hiking someplace that I found with 1,000,000 steps, took a shower, and got a really good massage. Then I hit the highway, but my stomach had other plans. My asshole is going to explode. I gotta go to a gas station or something. Oh, I see Home Depot. Here again. I made it just in time. We met at Issa Rae's spot and immediately started talking about cars.
You got a drain right here.
This so hard.
Right.
Then I showed him my van and he gave me some really good tips on how to get more money behind the scenes. He told me that there were some spots that I had to see in LA before I left. I heard about Leimert Park, but I don't really know too much about it. I thought it was a park. Leimert Park is an area full of Black-owned businesses, restaurants, and brothers on a mission.
You can let me know how it tastes.
My first bean pie. I said, is this like a sweet potato pie? He was like, no, it's
Supreme Navy bean pie right here.
It looked like a sweet potato pie. It's good. It don't taste like beans. I like bean pies. I walked down Crenshaw and found the park where Brandy shot the intro to Moesha, so I shot an episode of Gas or Trash right in front of it. As I walked down the block, people started to notice who I was. Sometimes I forget that people know me.
3D Nazi, I follow her on Instagram and she's fire. She's the bomb. You ain't following her? Start following her.
Then I headed to Oakland to visit my little brother.
Baby, let me get over.
Y'all know how much I love my little brother, so it was so good to spend some time with him. Then I headed back down south for 2 shows and a podcast interview. But on the way, I noticed that my van felt a little slow. Like she wasn't picking up speed or something. Now remember, I bought this van at a car auction for $5,000. Plus, I did the build and most of the mechanic work myself.
I need to take off this intake manifold.
So even with the check engine light on, I was thinking it can't be that serious. I figured it was all in my head because I made it back home to New Orleans just fine and just in time to hit the stage with Hot Sizzle at the New Orleans Jazz Fest.
Wanna be loved, not be tolerated. Don't treat me like an option, or you obligated.
The body been violence and I was like, oh my God, that's great.
Afterwards, I went out to eat with 2 of my childhood heroes, Mia X and KLC. I made an appearance in a music video, did 2 interviews, and did another performance. This time, I brought my mama, and she was so happy to see me on stage. But as soon as I left New Orleans, the van started acting up again. Check engine light, and no matter how hard I hit the gas, it would not go over 60 miles per hour.
I'm driving on the side of the road.
So at this point, I'm panicking. Not only is this my transportation, this is also my home. Plus, I just put a $1,200 set of new tires on this bitch before I hit the road. My grandmother lived to 90 years old and never left Louisiana. So when I moved in this van, I wanted to travel the world and see the things that she never got to see. But just like that, the van was done. Ironically, Alex, the guy who rapped my van in Phoenix, he called to check on me. We had kept in touch since I left the West Coast, and when I told him what was going on, he said that he knew someone that could help. It was this guy. He showed up so quick, unfortunately confirming what I already knew. The catalytic converters were bad, which killed my oil pump, which was killing my engine.
If I were to have the catalytic converters changed right now, do you think that would relieve some of it?
The engine already has damage, so then it'll be on the account. Once you fix the backflow, it'll be on the account of when the oil pressure is actually going to fail and lock. So that's why I said you don't want to go driving like it's normal and shit, because all it'll do is it'll stop running and you'll just start floating.
I got a second, third, and fourth opinion. Then I called Alex's friend back and hired him to replace the engine, converters, and hoses. I bought an engine for $4,000, 2 new converters for $1,400. Total with labor, $7,400. He was very responsive, which put me at ease. So I paid him in full at 7 a.m. on Friday morning. He said that he would start at 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. But when Sunday came, nothing. Since he was a mobile mechanic, Alex also connected me with his friend Reggie, owner of Program Customs and Mummy Wraps in Atlanta, so I can have my van worked on at his shop.
You the key to this spot. Don't nobody else got a key. Do whatever you need to do here.
He gave me the keys and he told me I can stay as long as I needed to.
Bathroom right here.
So naturally, when the mechanic stopped answering my calls, I started wondering if it was a setup. I started blowing up Alex's phone. Nothing. Called the mechanic. Nothing. By 10:30, still no answer. I was heated and afraid that I was $7,400 in a hole and homeless. Then Alex finally answered. He said he was asleep.
Sam,
Yes.
you gave him extra money past the engine motor?
Yes.
He promised that he would get to the bottom of it. Meanwhile, I was just sitting there spiraling.
Right now, I'm just trying not to be anxious, trying not to think the worst. I'm leaving here with something.
When an hour later, the mechanic finally called my phone, screaming.
Hold on, because the way that you're talking to me right now.
Wait, all right, listen. Because 3 people talking is not gonna, I swear to God, I already told Alex, I don't do stress. I already undercharged you. But I will give you a refund if this costs me more than 1 brain cell. Just listen to what
I would actually rather that. I would rather that because right now, the way that you even speaking to me,
But no, I'm not. I just woke up to y'all calling me talking about it's concerning. Like, I didn't tell nobody yesterday that it was my son's birthday.
I heard nothing from you. I heard nothing from you.
Don't take me off the speaker. I can't really hear you.
I said there was no issue on my end with sending you the money in full, and I don't normally do that. Now, as far as you saying you listen, hold on. As far as you bringing up the fact that you gave me a discount, that was up to your discretion. So please don't throw that in my face right now. Hold on. You're cutting me off and then you're going to complain about exactly. So what I would rather you do, you just mentioned. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Long story long, he was not the polite, well-mannered man that I paid in full 2 days ago. He was rude and condescending, telling me that he overslept and he was going to call me when he got up. That's unacceptable. And the most insulting thing is because he gave me a discount and the hoses and the Earl didn't come in, he was going to deprioritize dismantling my engine. Nigga, is you cool? When I tell y'all I was so pissed, there I was 500 miles away from New Orleans in a stranger's shop, regretting the last couple years of my life. I miss my house, the studio I built upstairs in my attic, my kitchen, my DIY projects, my gym. I even miss cutting my own grass and tarping my roof during hurricane season. Someone told me that depression is worrying about the past and anxiety is worrying about the future. And in that moment, I felt both. I had to come up with a plan. Either scrap the van that I built by hand and buy a new one, give up my dream of living on a road and get a house, or find a new mechanic to install my engine and hope I don't get played again. After 2 hours of arguing back and forth with the mechanic, I got my labor money back. But no returns on the engine. Fuck it. Next, I had to tell Reggie what was going on. His energy was completely different. He told me not to be down about the van and I can use one of the shop cars for errands. Plus, he said he'll help me find a new mechanic. Now, because of some of the comments on my other videos, I know what you're probably thinking. But no, Reggie was not flirtatious, he was not disrespectful, and in fact, he went out of his way to make me feel safe. Anytime he was headed to the shop, he would hit me at least an hour before he arrived, and most days, his 12 and 15-year-old sons were with him. One day, he even brought his father to give me another opinion. So there I was, watching 3 generations of black men helping me, a stranger, figure out my next move. And in that moment, I felt protected. I was so grateful for Reggie because I'm not gonna lie, I've always struggled with that feeling. The feeling of being protected. Most of y'all know that my daddy committed when I was a kid. My connection with men has not always been easy. Losing him so young made me my own protector. I had to be. Now my cousin Glenn, he tried. Anytime a dude would get out of line with me when we was younger, he would be right there ready to punch on something. But he's only 6 months older than me. Plus, if I'm being honest, I just think he like punching on niggas. So although he tried, he's my cousin. Not my man, not my father, not my protector. So I learned how to do for self. And I got so used to doing that people, especially men, stopped asking me if I needed help. Everyone just assumes that I have it under control. And in that moment, I didn't. And no, this is not the reason why I consider myself a bisexual. Maybe we'll talk about that in a later episode. But right now, I'm just grateful. Grateful for being protected. Luckily for me, Reggie's company, Mummy Wraps, is the go-to spot for vinyl in the greater Atlanta area. And one of his clients, 4-time Grammy Award winner, lyricist, activist, and all-around hustler, Killer Mike. Reggie had wrapped the wall in Mike's shop, plus several of the cars in his showroom. Ain't that hard? Killer Mike, shout out to Reg, Program, Customs. That shit was hard. And when he was hired to rap DJ Swift's car, Outkast's official DJ, he brought me along to help. I think he was trying to lift my spirits, and it worked. I'm doing a good job.
She flexing. Yeah, she flexing.
DJ Swift is a die-hard Atlanta Falcons fan. And when he found out I was from New Orleans, he made it his mission to talk shit.
I'm in New Orleans.
What y'all do for Memorial Day? Y'all cook that nutri?
Cook that nutria right, you know me?
See?
No, bullshit.
See?
Who is this person?
See, listen.
Hello, excuse me. How you doing?
Listen, I got a homegirl from New Orleans. She talking about nobody eats that nutri.
Nobody eats
You
Nutri-Rack.
just said all y'all do is eat nutri. You already know.
Hold on. Look, my name is 3D Not T, and they out here thinking that we.
Come on, 3D.
How you doing?
I'm good, how you doing?
I'm good. Why do you have these people thinking that we are some savages down there?
You know, I gotta get that entertainment from DJ Swift.
Please, they think I'm running around barefoot in New Orleans eating Nutri-Rack.
We didn't quite think that. We know you can rap. Maybe you're running around rapping barefooted.
So look, I rest my case. I rest my case, okay? I rest my case. We don't eat fucking Nutri-Rack.
Off in the corner, there was this guy working quietly. Later, I found out that he was doing some modifications on one of Sleepy Brown's old schools, and that thing was beautiful. We started talking about cars and eventually about my van back at Reggie's shop. He told me to bring it by and said he'll look at it to see if he can fix it. I did not get my hopes up. I've been let down too many times, but I did keep my fingers crossed. And maybe that bit of optimism worked. Because that night, after I got out the shower, an email popped up. It was an invite to write for some of the biggest artists in the Asian market. So there I was in a broken van with a round-trip ticket to Tokyo to write for some of the biggest artists on Sony Records Japan. And I didn't even know if I was going to have a place to live when I got back to America. But somehow I had this overwhelming sense of protection. This unshakable feeling that everything was going to be okay. Now, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I got the feeling that maybe it wasn't about being protected by a man. It was about being protected by the man. When I moved into this van a year ago, I had no clue where this journey was going to take me. And I still don't. But I know I'm going to Japan and I'm not letting any setbacks distract me from the life that I want to live. I mean, distractions are only a test that you have to pass to prove to yourself that you want the life that you've been dreaming of. So if you're anything like me and you're being tested, I hope you pass with flying colors and you feel protected. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Y'all be good.